happy Sunday morning, April 11, 2021. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Sunday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to talk about this Sunday morning, so let's begin. First up, we're going to take a look at your COVID-19 numbers in New Hampshire. Let's take a look at those right now. And here is a look at those COVID-19 numbers for all of you right now. There are 88,446 number of people in New Hampshire have tested positive for COVID-19. There are 1,256 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire, and there are 110 current number of hospitalizations for COVID-19 in New Hampshire. That's a look at your COVID-19 numbers in New Hampshire. New Hampshire Motor Speedway hosts state's third mass vaccination clinic. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
For the easy and the complex, the small stuff and the big, we're here with the affordable local loans, easy to manage accounts, and financial advice to help you blaze a trail, figure stuff out, and make your money go farther. We're Granite State Credit Union. Live bold.
The mood at New Hampshire Motor Speedway on Saturday was light. People were clapping and cheering as another 12,000 Granite Staters get their COVID-19 vaccine this weekend. All throughout the morning, distant cheers and clapping could be heard at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
It's going so well, and again, how can you not feel the vibe there, right? Everyone's cheering, everyone's excited.
Governor Chris Sununu was among one of 6,000 people to get the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine at the track Saturday.
Around to J&J for me and my friends.
The governor hopes it'll inspire other people to sign up.
I hope when the governor steps up and gets it, or Dr. Daly, or when you see Dr. Chan or Commissioner Shivanet, I hope the fact that we are out there getting it, showing that it's safe, it's something that's trusted. If it just encourages one other person to get the vaccine, then that's a good thing.
State officials say people are in and out of the speedway in about 40 minutes. They've brought in a bigger tent to better protect vaccinators from the weather. They also added a lane.
It's a huge tent. People are protected, and it's working really, really well.
While this weekend the state gives out thousands of doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, future supplies of that specific vaccine are decreasing.
Last week we got around 20,000 doses. This next week we're only getting about 2,500 doses.
In an unrelated move, some states temporarily paused J&J clinics because of concerns over side effects. Since then, the CDC says it's safe to use.
Those are all normal things that can happen after vaccination. That just indicates that the vaccine's working, your body is developing that protection against the virus.
State officials are reminding everyone that getting a COVID-19 vaccine at a state vaccination site requires an appointment. In Manchester, Jessica Moran, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Vaccination appointments scheduled at Nashua High School South are relocating Monday. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Mainly Tubs is now open in Bedford. New England's largest hot spring spa dealer is now serving Central and...
The vaccination site at Nashua High School South is moving. Starting Monday, April 12th, anyone with an appointment needs to go to the former Sears at the Pheasant Lane Mall. People do not need to change their appointments in Vinnie. All appointments scheduled for Nashua South will be honored.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Three new COVID-19 related deaths and hospitalizations increase in New Hampshire. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Their reviews, our reviews.
I'm so happy.
Find out what we're all about at adamvroofing.com.
A busy weekend at New Hampshire Motor Speedway as 12,000 COVID-19 vaccines are being administered. The latest numbers from the stage show, more than 20% of the population is now fully vaccinated. Nearly 2% have happened in the past 7 days, as more and more people are ready to get their second shots. That milestone comes as the number of COVID-19 cases has been rising. Today is the 12th day in a row with more than 3,000 active cases. 471 of those cases are new today. Current hospitalizations are now at 110 people. That is the highest number since February 22nd. And there are 3 new deaths to report. One linked to a long-term care facility. Another death happened earlier this year but was just recently identified as COVID-related.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Boat sales boom in New Hampshire following national trends. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Summit Packaging Systems is hiring for all shifts. Summit knows stability, security, and growth are extremely valuable. You'll develop skills to succeed and earn steady income and benefits. Apply online at summitpackagingsystems.com/careers today.
Life is returning to Lake Winnipesaukee as spring settles in, but some are already thinking ahead to summer.
Boat sales have been very, very strong all throughout the winter and coming into spring.
A trend that began during the early stages of the pandemic, says Julie Marsh, Executive Director of Winnie Marine in Laconia.
Typically this time of year, we should have a stock around 150. Currently, we have 2.
The result of an increase in demand for boats. Marsh says the pandemic has shifted vacation plans. Many families are staying local.
They want to enjoy the lakes region here. They're not traveling, and boating is a great socially distancing activity.
And it's a similar situation here at Meredith Marina, where they say orders have been coming in nonstop for the past several months.
Every year I say it can't get more crazy, and then lo and behold, it gets more crazy.
Sales manager Travis Williams says the marina has just 4 boats left for 2021. It's now switching focus to 2022 inventory.
I mean, if the supply could meet the demand, I would break all records in terms of sales for the marina.
But there are supply chain issues for both marinas as well as others across the country, due in part to the pandemic and the ice storm that hit Texas back in February.
Manufacturers have a hard time with manufacturing for COVID. Now Texas with the foam shortage and the resin shortage a little bit.
Winnie Marine and Meredith Marina say they have more boats coming in. Boat rentals are also an option at both locations. But if you're looking to purchase, act now.
Get your name in the hat, get one coming. I mean, I've had customers that ordered boats in September of last year. I still don't have their boat.
At Lake Winnipesaukee, Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Over 20% U.S. population now fully vaccinated. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday. I'm Whit Johnson. We begin tonight with the pandemic and the alarming rise in new cases. For the first time in nearly 2 months, the U.S. reporting 82,000 cases in a single day. And now another hurdle in the vaccine rollout. States bracing for a severe drop in supply from Johnson & Johnson, an 85% decrease in shipments next week. And vaccination sites in 4 states closing down temporarily out of an abundance of caution after a small number of people reported mild adverse reactions to the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Health officials insisting the shot is safe and that serious side effects are extremely rare. The news coming as states are trying to ramp up vaccinations, increasing eligibility. 68 million Americans are now fully vaccinated. That's more than 20% of the total population. But there are growing fears of a 4th surge, the country seeing 3 days in a row with more than 75,000 new cases. ABC's Trevor Ault leads us off from New York.
Tonight, with coronavirus cases rising to alarming levels once again, the nation bracing for a drastic drop in vaccine supply. Next week's shipments of Johnson & Johnson's single shot slated to plunge 85%.
The last thing we wanted to hear about was we're getting less vaccines.
Maryland Governor Larry Hogan saying in his state alone, they're now expecting 250,000 fewer doses over the next 3 weeks. And after a small number of people reported mild adverse reactions to the J&J shot, vaccination sites in 4 states that have the supply temporarily stopped administering it. The CDC insisting those doses are safe, and nearly every site has resumed.
I think it's very individualized. You're going to have people who have different effects from it.
But the concerns don't end there. In Europe, regulators are now looking into a possible connection between the Johnson & Johnson vaccine and a small number of blood clots, something some American health experts want examined.
We'll see whether or not that's a problem, but the important thing is to look.
And the supply strain coming as the U.S. tops 75,000 reported infections 3 days in a row. The 82,000 Friday, the most in nearly 2 months. In Michigan, one of several states now inundated by the UK variant, some hospitals again banning visitors and halting non-emergency procedures as the state positivity rate soars to 18%.
Right now, we're in a 4th surge.
But the state's governor, Gretchen Whitmer, so far resisting a return to strict lockdowns.
Policy change alone won't change the tide. We need everyone to step up and to take personal responsibility here.
We're seeing that fatigue having an impact across the country. Trevor Ault joining us now from a mass vaccination site in New York. And Trevor, we've been hearing health experts suggest that younger teens may be able to get vaccinated by fall, but you're learning that timeline could be moved up.
Oh, that's right. With Pfizer applying for emergency authorization to administer the shot to 12 to 15-year-olds, health experts say young teenagers could start getting vaccinated in the early summer, if not earlier. The CDC director says that authorization could be granted in mid-May.
We'll stand by for news on that, Trevor. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking.
Okay, thank you for joining us for this Sunday edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.